So the camera is placed already. All you know how to place the camera. So the camera is placed over here, and with the C button, I'll switch into camera view. Okay, and the with the auto key, I will set the animation, right? Okay. But for our still image, when we will render the still image, it won't animate, right? But uh, I want to render, it's like rotating. While rotating, I want to take a picture. So for that, in that camera, what I'll do, in that camera is selected, I will go to the modifier, and then this multi-pass effect, I will enable it, and I will select motion blur, and I will check the preview. You can check the preview. So you'll get, when you will render it, you'll get like this. That is motion blur.
So can you repeat it again? My network has got problem during the show.
Okay, okay. So yes, so what you have to do is you have to set the camera. Okay. The previous class I have already showed you how to place the camera. So you have to place the camera, and in the auto key you have to set the animation, and after that only this motion blur will work. If there is no motion, so there will be no motion blur. That's the thing. So in auto key, how you can, in the previous class I showed to you how you can uh, place animation, and you have to select the camera, go to this modifier option, and here multi-pass effect, here you have to select motion blur and enable it. Okay, and in the camera view you can check the preview. This is the preview. Okay, while you are rendering, you will render, so you can render this also. Okay, so that's because there is no light, probably. No, it's okay, the default light. Let it be rendered for the total 100 up to 100 frame. Suppose you are creating a scene where a road is there and your vehicles are moving, so you can create motion blurs with this for your vehicles. If humans are moving, so for them you can create motion blurs. For these things you can switch, you can import your Revit files into into this 3ds Max, and these things if you need, then you can do such things in 3ds Max. Okay, and now this is done. Let me create a new, and how you can import AutoCAD file or any Revit file, how you can link it. So go to that import option, and there is link AutoCAD and link Revit is there. So I'm doing with link AutoCAD. That is the same thing. And click on open. and just wait for it to come. Rescale it as per the original scale, as per the original units set into AutoCAD, and go to preset, and this preset is set DWG file set from AutoCAD. You have to change the settings of that preset. So go to modify and increase the curve steps so that you get smooth surface of your 3D models. And if you don't do that, so what will happen? So it is in the default condition. Save it and go and attach this file. Let me show you what will happen. This preset. Just a second. Import link AutoCAD. This file, open. Let me show you what is the default condition, what is set in the default. That is like that, set like that. Can rescale it and attach with that. So you will get the default condition, you will get things like that. Will not get smooth curves, will not get smooth surface, will get edgy surface. So for that you have to set that. Okay, so you can go to file, reference, manage links. This is the file, so you can reload that, or here you can detach it. Right now I don't need, I will reload that again. So go to that file, open, and I will change the preset. So go to modifier, and here change the curve steps, like 50 you can also do, but maximum surface deviation for 3D solids you make it 0 and save it. And one more thing, that is views and camera. If you have added your views, cameras, and you want to include it in 3ds Max, so that you should check it. If you have placed lights, that you can also check. So here I haven't placed lights, or I don't need lights. I will include it from 3ds Max. So save it, go to that, rescale, and attach this file. And click on OK. Now you get surfaces. Okay. And you can change the view to camera view. So this is the camera view is set. So with C is the keyboard shortcut to switch into camera view. Okay. And here you can change, you go to this visual style and for view presets, and there high quality is set and everything is okay. Right, material override, you can check it, but here it is all right. Material rendering level, advanced level, and close it. Okay, so this view is set and you can render it with default. You can render it, but here the materials you need to place it, you need to place materials, and after that you will get, otherwise you will get errors because these materials are imported from AutoCAD, and here we have some different materials. So we have to replace those materials. We, if you want to, if you want the same material, so you have to create the same materials and you have to place it. So even if you render it from here, you can check it, you will get this errors and it's showing this material is not supported. Okay, so these errors you will face and you will not get anything. Okay, so here you can see there is no material. Here you can see there are no materials as a simple objects, right? So now let me show you with some simple files. Let me create a new file. Okay, so from the left view, I will create a plane surface. So for that, I will use line. You can use grip, snap points, grid points. S of that. Enter and select this. Go to modifier list, and there you select extrude. Extrude it. Get a plane surface. Okay. All right. Now I'll place some objects here. So I'll go to standard primitives and I will place teapot. Another where I will uncheck this spout and lead, and you can create others. Go to extended primitives. You can choose torus knot. So these are the objects I have created. Now let me maximize this screen. Now if I render it, so this is the render option. So I'll get this image with default. Okay. So for that, let me create some lights and then assign some materials. So we have this light option, and we will use photometric light for artificial light and get realistic effect. we will use photometric light. Okay, before if you want to rotate this, yes, right. Okay, now let me tell you about target light and free light. This is a sun creating a sunlight, so I'll come on that later. Target light, which has a particular target, and on that target direction it will be directed. And free light, there is no such direction on that position, it will spread the light. So that is target light and free light. So let me place the target light and then let me show you. So at the front view, go to this target light, and now it's asking you to exposure control settings can be adjusted from the environment and effects dialog. It is recommended that you use physical camera exposure control. So if you want to change the exposure, so then you can choose yes. So I don't need the exposure control. So according to the lights, I need everything. So that's why I will choose no. Otherwise, if you need some exposure, automatic exposure control, so then you can choose yes. I'll select no and I will press. So this will be the target. Okay. And here if you select W, you can, so your target will be fixed, and in that target direction you will get the light reflected. And if you choose that target, so you can move the target also. Here I have right clicked and I have moved this target. And now let me check from this perspective default settings of light. Let me check with rendering, doing this render production. And here you can see that is slightly hardly we can see it. So for that, let me select that light and go to its properties, select that light. So you can see that intensity, this under this intensity, color and attenuation. The color is right now set as the default, that is D65 luminant reference white. Okay, and you can change the filter color. I'm coming on that later. So here let me change that intensity, like 5000. Let me change it to intensity 5000 lumens. You can change it to candela as well. So like that it will affect. Okay, and with that let me render it again. So now we are having this. Okay, again, now suppose I want that not again go to uh, the settings and again render it, so it will waste the time. So when I am in the more in the research mode, so for that what I'll do, I'll go to this render setup again, and here for the target I'll choose active shade mode. I'll choose active shade mode. Okay, not the production right now. Okay, so according to that we will get all this. And here in this, under this system, you can choose legacy 3ds max map support. So if you select this, so according to that, you will get some extra material maps. Okay, 3ds Max map support will be there, so that you will get in materials, so that you can check it. And if you go to common, so these are the parameters according to that. Okay, so this output size you can set according to your requirement. You can what will be the output size, you can set it. Okay, so yes, so area to render view, whatever the view is, that will be rendered. Okay, and then nothing is there. So renderer is our Arnold. And now with this, I will, now you can see this symbol is slightly changed with this play button. Maximize, you can maximize or just minimize. Now if I change it to like 5,000 to 10,000 lumens, see. Okay, again, now let me change the position a little bit closer. I can switch into Y. So what is the shortcut? F7 or F6 is the short Y selection. Sorry, this is the light. You can see the changes. And the light is going far away from the objects. All right. You're getting results like this. Now you can add more lights. So for that, go to this, change your viewports, and you can add free lights. So again, it's asking the same thing. You're creating photometric lights, so make it no. And here you can place it. See, you can place it over here. You can place it another over here. Okay, so this is free light. There is no such target. Okay, now you can if you're making it as a making it as tube light, so for that what you can do, this light distribution type, this is right now uniform spherical. And here if you go to this shape area, this emit light from shape, so this is right now point. So there you can select cylindrical. Okay, and then you can rotate it the horizontal direction, you can rotate it. Okay, so for exact rotation you activate this angle snap, and that will be as 90 or 180. So let's 90. Okay, and then you can change the length and the radius. So let's change the radius to like 0.3 meter, and you can increase the length a bit. Okay, and let's place it at the middle, and let's place this on this side. Let's place it from this side. So here you can see this lights is coming from here. let's place it here. So here we have to change the intensity of this lights. So we have to change the intensity, like place it like 8000. Okay, here you can see, and for this I will change it to 6000. Okay, and for this what is there, 10,000 is there. So with this you can check the rendering. All right, so here you can see this tube effect is coming, right? So now you can ask me that, so tube is not visible, so for that what should I do, right? Yes. So for that, this rendering light shape visible in rendering option should be checked. Light shape visible in rendering. So for that, you can come to this, just second, facing errors. Just select that light, and that light shape visible in rendering, that will be checked. Okay, and then again go for the render. Now here you can see. Okay, now let me change that to 15,000. Okay, and now you can render. All right, we are getting this kind of effect. You can place it and change the placement of this. Okay, go to top view. From there you can change the placement. Come back to, again you can render it. Okay, so this way we can place our lights into our scenes, and we can create better atmosphere for artificial lights. Okay, now let's place materials into it. Okay, how we can place materials. So for that we have this material editor option is there, material editor. So by default we get this slate material. This is the default. Okay, for after 2015 and 17 we get this slate material as a default. All right, so let's see how we place the materials. So for that, let me create a box, and there we will place here. I will place a box, change the color. Okay, so at each and every face of this box, I will place different colors. So how we can do that? Let me convert it to into editable poly, and here if I select this polygon, and see if I select this, and here you get this material ID, this this is currently set. This ID is right now 3. If I select this ID is 1. If I select this ID is right now 5. Select this ID is 4. 6. So 3, and this face is 2. All right. So let's go to this material editor, and there we have this multi-sub object, and if you click on it, you will get this properties of this. So I don't need this up to 10. So go to this set number and change it to 6 and click on OK. So we'll get to 6, and there you can go to this. You can assign all this. Okay. So for that, go to this physical material, and then if I select this physical material, I will get the properties along with that. And in that physical material, if you want to have already some preset like rough concrete, wood, paint, something like that, so that you can select. Here we have base color and reflection. So base color, you can define the base color. And what is roughness? The roughness on that is 0, that means it's glossy, and when it is set to uh, like 0.1, it will have very less amount of roughness. When it is 1, it is the most rough surface. And if it is set to metal, so it will reflect like a metal surface. So if it is not, the metalness is 0, so then it will look like a plastic material. So that you can define. If you make the transparency increase, so the transparency like water, glass, you can give that transparency value. So let me change that base color. So let's define this color. Click on OK. Here you can see, and then let's define some roughness, 0.002. Okay, and then you can drag this to 1. Okay, now here you can see this 1 is assigned with this material. Okay, same like that you have to. Now with this color, if you want to give some map here, so you can give some images. So for that we have some this general. So if you want to put image, so you have to drag bitmap, and then you have to select images. So let me select the image. So for that I will go to let's select it from here. Let's select this as the material, and here you have to drag this to this base color map. Okay, this base color map. Now minimize this. Again we need to place physical material. You can choose blend also. Blend is the mixture of two materials. It is a mixture of two materials. If you drag it, so here you will get two materials. So if you can place materials like that, so you go with material 2, and if you see there are this physical material assigned with that. So it's like the same. So I will not go with the blend. I will go with only physical materials. So this physical material selected, and let me select with some preset. Let me select with this matte paint, and this roughness here you can see. So roughness I'll change it to 0.5, and I will assign it to. Okay, and then for the next 2 is at the bottom surface, and for this one I will make it metalness to 0.8, and I will assign the color to this, or just change it to some metal color. Okay, and what you have to do is you have to drag it to 3, and you can assign some maps over here, maps from here. Okay, if you need to place some maps, you want to place some maps, so you can place, all right, whichever is. So if there is this dent you want to place, so for that you have to drag with this base color map. Okay, minimize this, minimize this. We're done with. Now 4, 5, and 6. Let's go with simple physical material. Drag it and double click on it. You will get these properties. Here I'll select the color. Let's select the color. Okay, and the roughness will be 0, and make it metalness 1, and you assign it to 4. Minimize this. Again, physical material, you can go with this satin vanished wood. Okay, close it. You don't have that materials. Okay, so let's change the color. Change it to, let's see, glossy varnished. Okay, yep. So it's done, and let's assign that base color here. Let me assign base color, the 6th one. This checker, I'll specify this checker. You can go to this checker and you can specify the color 1 and color 2, and here you can specify the maps as well if you want to place the map. So go to this beat map, and you can assign the bitmap color. Okay, And here also go to bitmap. Bitmap is for image. Okay. And that you have to assign to this base color map and select it and check the base color. Check the base color. Click on OK and then assign it to 6. Now you select this one. This is the main material, and there are two ways to assign it to this object. You can drag this and into scene you can place it, or else what you can do is this object is selected. So for that, this object is selected currently. Okay, so there is this assign material to selection. This is right now done. Okay, and let me minimize this, and here you can check it. Okay, this option is done. That too. Okay, I hope you got the idea how we assign the material, and you can assign the normal materials as well. So for this just simply create material. So that wood material is not working properly, so that you can delete that wood material. And which one is wood, you can check it. Okay, so I think this 4 is not working properly, so can get it, can change it to any other. All right, these presets are not working, so you set it. These presets are not working properly, so there are these compact material editor is also available, so you can go with this compact material. So here this ceramic is selected, so you can change that to from the list, can change it. So physical material is there, and this is the name, you can change it. Okay, so change it to pot. And from the presets, so from the presets you can select, you can choose. Okay, so as because it's not working, so I'll go with the colors. Let's choose that color, click on OK, and let's change the roughness. Okay, and that metalness I will increase 1 point. Okay, and transparency I'll make it little bit transparent. Okay, and what I can do, I can drag it and place it on teapot. Okay, so this way we can create our materials and place it to our object. Okay, and then you go for the rendering. That is, this option is there, rendering. Here you can see this material. Okay, so let me show you on a real project. So for that, let me switch into so is this screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So here all the materials is placed, but there is no light. Even if I render it, you will not get anything. Okay, so light is essential. See, if I render it, you will not get anything. Now let me place lights. Okay, so for that I will choose free light and I will select no. And here, when I'm selecting here, you can see uh, these grids are already created for the light and the box are already created. So you can identify where it will be placed, right? You can identify the places. So let me place one here, and here you can see it is placed at the bottom, right? So go to this left and right click so that you don't miss the selection of this light, and you drag it up to this. Okay, and come back to the top view, and what you have to do is hold shift button and choose this x-axis, click on the y-axis and drag it. Okay, and it will be instance, so that you get the same properties, only one changes. Click on 4. Now you can see, so need only to 3. You can change the placements. Select this line, this will be a little bit. Okay, then you have to select these 3, or you can place it over here. Another one, you can place it over here. You can see. So you just hold shift and drag it, and that will be instance. Place it over here, and sorry, select that line, hold shift. Yeah. So number of copies will be 2. Click on OK and check that grid. So the last one will be moved to this. Select that light. Check this. Yeah, if it is correct. Okay. Now select these 3 lights and hold shift and copy it. Yes. So these lights are placed now. Now the intensities are not yet proper, but let's check with the default. So this is the scene. Let's increase the intensity. Let me maximize this viewport. Change it to default shading. Okay. So for this wooden effect, you can download the wood pattern image from Google, and with the bitmap you can assign it. All right. For fabric, you need to assign with maps, bitmaps, image that you can do. Uh, so let's change any light, select any light and change the parameters, and it will affect all of them. All of them. Change it to like 15,000 candela, and here you can see this is, but I am getting too much of light and this is too shiny. So for that light distribution, if you change the light distribution with that same intensity, uniform diffuse, when we select uniform diffuse, when the scattered light scattered uh, part will be uniform, then the diffuse. When the light scattered uniformly, then we will choose diffuse. And in the spherical format, when the light need to be distributed, then we will select uniform spherical. Then we have this spotlight. So it will work like a spotlight. Okay. Here you can see from this angle, from this, select this light, select this light. So it's, wait a minute. Yes. So we are getting spotlights. Okay. So that we can change it from this free light and target light as well. We can change that if we change that light distribution type. Okay. And there, if you are changing it to spotlight, so there we have our intensity itself, and we can change the, just a minute. Yes. So here we can change the fall off area. So fall off area is up to that area the light will fall off, and after that there won't be any light. And hotspot, where the intensity of the light is most, and after that it will start decaying up to fall off area. So that you can define, you can change the, see, you can change the intensity area, you can change the fall off area. Okay. So when the hotspot and fall off area, okay, you can change the filter color also. You can change the filter color, some this kind of cool effect. Okay. So that for that you can change the filter color. And there are some this fluorescent warm white is also there. With that you can diffuse that filter color. Okay, so that is the warm color. You can add this things, this color, halogen is there. Okay, so this kind of lights are available here. Okay, and so here we will choose uniform diffuse, and see on that ceiling we are not getting any light source. So for that, what we will do, we will select a light, and here you have to place it properly, so keep that in mind. Yes, so here you have to select, like if you want to select it in a rectangular format, so select that in rectangular format, and in that rendering you have to assign it. Okay, all right, so it will be like this rectangular shape. You can change the length and width. Okay, so you can place it properly. Okay, now you can see our scene is ready. And if you want to change the shadows, so for shadows you can also change it. So for that, this shape or area, shadows emit light from shape, these are the things. And then go to this standard purview settings, and if you check this shadows intensity or fade, if you on that shadows and shadows intensity or fade, okay, so that you can change it. And after that, everything is properly done, and you again go to render setup, and there you change it to production rendering mode, and then you do it final rendering. Okay, so here we are getting better shadows. Okay, so the rendering is completed. So here we got this scene, and after that we can save it can save this view. Is this rendering screen visible to you? Or is this this small screen is only visible? Let me share that. Is this render screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with the full screen covering or only the small screen of this rendering?
Full screen is covering.
Okay, great. So we got this final render. Okay, so you have to place the lights properly so that you get it done. Okay, so light placement should be done properly, and then you can finally render it so that you can change it after that as well. You can change that length and width. Yes. Okay. And here as well. So see, I cannot select that Z, right? So for that, what I'll do, F12, I'll press F12 and I will increase the Z from here. Okay, and X and Y. Yes. All right, F12. Okay, so then you got your final render production, and there you see the changes. Now it's looked like perfect. Okay, so we are all done. Now let me know if there is any queries.
No, sir.
Okay, so if you can practice it, please practice, or else you have to wait for the videos and then you can practice. So while you practice now, you will get some queries. Definitely you will get some doubts and questions. So never ever shy to ask me any question. Whenever you feel to ask me questions, definitely ask me and solve your queries.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys. So thank you very much. And let me take the attendance.